And hello again, you lovely YouTubers. It's me, Mick Scarlett here. Welcome to yet another in the jolly old Mick Scarlett's Guide, Beginner's Guide even, to Disability. Today it's going to be a bit of a step aside. I'm not going to be talking about the social model, I'm not going to be talking about the medical model or all this malarkey, I'm not talking about language. People have asked me to talk about how I cope with pain. Right, well, the day-to-day stuff, I take my medication, which is a low-ish dose of opioids, and I proudly do so. I'm not going to hide it anymore. When I was young, I would hide that I took the pills and would deny that I was in pain. And it got me into all manner of trouble where I was pushing my body far more than I should have done, and I ended up making myself ill quite a lot, which of course then feeds into the stereotype that disabled people are all ill. So now I don't. I tell everyone I'm in pain, I tell everyone I take these medicines, and I make sure they know. And if I'm having a really bad breakthrough day, but I still have to work because I've said I would, then I go to work and I tell everyone I'm in absolute screaming agony today, so I may be a bit weird because I've upped my medical dose, and I'm also going to be going, oh, when I phase out. So that's the first thing. Admit it. Be open. Accept that this is it. This is going to be part of your life. I then did a mindfulness for pain course. Now, I'm an old punk, so the idea of hippy-dippy, mung bean, you know, boom shanker sort of meditation, I thought was rubbish. Boy, was I wrong. So if you can, get your GP to send you for a mindfulness for pain, not just mindfulness, for pain, that helps you deal with pain. And basically what you do is you meditate, you kind of breathe in and out, and you go into yourself, and then you scan your body, and you basically go up your leg all the way to the top of your head and all the way back down to your other toes on the other end. And you do that, and as you do your body, you go, that doesn't hurt, that doesn't hurt, that doesn't hurt, oh, that hurts, that doesn't hurt. And then what you do is you end up with a measure, because when, I don't know about you folks, but when I get pain, it's in specific regions. And so, but it's so bad, it just takes over your whole body. And what this does is it allows you to go, hang on a minute, out of the 100% of my body, 85% doesn't hurt, which rebalances the way your brain is coping. There are other things you can do. Something else I do is, like, once I've done that, I go back to where the pain is and I envisage it as being like, my body becomes like a lake. This sounds really hippie. My body becomes like a lake, and the pain I push above it. And I try to make the lake as smooth and as calm as possible, and then push the pain out. And I push it out of my toes. And it sounds really stupid, but it does work. I'm now going to say something, and please don't kill me for this. But something else that has really helped is sit yoga. I'm sorry, I know, I'm one of them. But it doesn't help you when you're in pain, honestly. But what it does is it's made the gaps between the breakthrough pain bigger. I think I know where the nerve is that's trapped in my back. And there is one move that I do where I kind of arch my back and put my hands behind me in a kind of, as if I was wheeling downhill in some kind of mad race. Well, that helps. But just building up muscle and stuff has helped a little bit. Something else that helps is nighttime calms. You know the little pills you get over the counter, just sleeping tablets. 4 of them just before I go to sleep, and that actually gets me enough relaxation to get some sleep. Because one of the big things that we all face is not being able to sleep, isn't it? You're there, you're in agony, day 3 in pain house, and you still haven't slept, and your brain's just completely incapable of coping. 4 hours sleep, and you feel back on top of the world. Well, back on top of the world if the world was covered in poo, but you feel more able to cope. So they have been amazing, and they've got valerian in it. So another thing is valerian tea. And when I'm in pain, I drink a lot of it. And that really, no, we not overdose on it, you know, it's not, don't overdose on it. But it's kind of, it just sort of helps bring it down. I've tried every single type of pill there is. I used to take DF118s, good old DF118s, that were like so addictive. But I don't take them anymore. I basically myself just take cocodamols. I take them to keep me at a standard livable pain level. When it breaks through, and I take cocodamol every 6 hours, and when it breaks through, I take tramadol the alternate 6 hours. And that doesn't really stop it, but it kind of makes it so that there's some wash of opioids, making it more bearable. The thing is with that is then you're going to get addicted, because that's a lot of opioids to take. So you know you're going to have to put up with that. And the thing about addiction for someone with chronic pain is what it makes you do is hurt more. The way you know it's addiction is it hurts in places that don't normally hurt. My wrists always hurt. And that's when I know I'm addicted. So that's when I know I've got to cut down. I'm very lucky. 38 years using this means I know pretty much what I'm doing all the while. But that's basically it. I've seen many pain specialists. They are almost to a person useless. I have seen, you know, all manner of spine persons and GPs, and I kind of think that basically what you do is you end up being given lots of stuff, you try it all, and then you find out what works for you, and then you go back and make sure that you remind them that you're the expert in your pain. Because pain is different. When I was doing my mindfulness pain course, I was there with 2 people that had, you know, cancer, terminal cancer, so they were in agony. And I was with a guy who'd hurt his knee. And he couldn't cope with the pain in his knee. And it taught me, because, you know, we kind of feel like we're superhuman, don't we? Because we're kind of like, hey, you have no idea what pain is, mate. Don't you tell me about your headache, right? But actually, what it taught me was that pain is all relative. So this guy had no more capability of coping with this knee pain than I had of coping with my breakthrough pain. And that made me realise that it is a lot to do with the head. That's not going to help you in any way get it when it's bad. But the rest of the time, if you feel like you're taking control, then I think it helps a lot. Also, lastly, because this has been quite a long one, have fun. When it's not hurting or when it's bearable, enjoy yourself. Because it gives you something to get through the bad bits for. Don't sit there waiting thinking, well, if I do anything, it might make it hurt. If it does, so what? You've done something. Go out, have fun. Just do the stuff you love. Because at least then when you're laying in bed going, oh, I wish I could just die, you're reminded that no, actually, when this goes, life is all right. I'm going to go back and I'm going to do something. And if your pain is just constantly unbearable, then I think there's nothing wrong with taking as much painkillers as you want. Because whether you like it or not, that level of chronic pain will eventually make you want to die anyway. So you might as well be off your nut and comfortable, and then go out and do stuff. If the pain wins, it feels rubbish. But if you win, it's great. And it gives you something to get out of bed on the days when you don't think you can. Anyway, I hope that helped. It wasn't exactly, you know, medical expert Mick. What I might do is do a video showing you how to do the mindfulness. I've already shown some videos about how to do the yoga, but the mindfulness might be a fun one to watch, and I'll upload that soon. But hopefully that'll help. Anyway, that's me, Mick Scarlett. Normal service will be resumed soon. By the way, that'll be the phone. Bye.